Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to talk to you today about Ernst Roets. He is the Deputy CEO of AfriForum, and he had talked about the documentary Tainted Heroes. AfriForum was actually responsible for making the documentary Tainted Heroes, and he talks about when he was talking about that documentary in that specific room, he was talking about nobody, including himself, that nobody wanted a return to apartheid. He really thinks that people should move past apartheid, and quite frankly and bluntly, he believes that people need to move past the current South African government, because the current South African government is running South Africa into the ground, okay? And he says in modern South Africa, there's not a lot of room for civil discussion to take place, but that's got to change. And the documentary Tainted Heroes it's not calling for a return to apartheid, okay? One of the things that he points out in the interview is one of the famous pictures coming out of South Africa was the killing of Hector Peterson, where Hector Peterson's dead and he's being carried by people attempting to save his life. This commending the Soweto uprising, and he says, and rightfully so. But we don't see the same memorials and commending of people who died at the hands of Andrew Zondo. And let me explain. Andrew Zondo, on December 23rd, 1985, he planted a bomb in a shopping center in Amanzimtoti. And the bomb went off, and it killed 5 people, injured 40, and it killed an infant. And one of the infant that it killed was Isabel van Wyk. And nobody talks about her. There's very few photos and memorials dedicated to her. And that's not right. And Ernst Roets was right to point that out. And it was about a 14-minute video that AfriForum did, or 13-minute video talking about the documentary Tainted Heroes. And there were 3 steps that they did with the documentary. The first step was to have select screenings in areas where there can be a big audience. And then the next thing was to take the film internationally. And then the third step was to distribute it on a small scale in South Africa, meaning like DVD sales, distribute it for small audiences, or DVD distribution. And like I said, the film Tainted Heroes is an excellent documentary, and I highly recommend that people watch it. And you learn a lot that way. And also, he points out it's not just always black on white or white on black. There was black on black violence that happened during apartheid with the ANC and the Inkatha Freedom Party. And we do remember where Inkatha Freedom Party supporters went and massacred or killed ANC members, but we don't remember the Shell House Massacre. And the opposite there happened, where ANC members killed peaceful demonstrating Inkatha Freedom Party members. And we need to remember the Shell House Massacre. And he points that out in that video when he talks about the documentary Tainted Heroes. So, like I said, I highly recommend the documentary, and props to AfriForum for talking about it. So, anyways, hope everyone's doing well. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.